Yes, you are supported, even when your bank account does seem to fail you. Even that's not a failure. Even that's still an invitation.
So you may not get what you want, but you will get something.
You always get what you want. Now, you may not always get what you resonate with, but that's still what you want to experience so that you can know that that does not resonate
So
and make a choice and be challenged and invite yourself to a greater enrichment, greater self-awareness, greater freedom from negative or limiting beliefs.
you'll get what you want, but you may not know what you want. Like you may think that you want the trip to Hawaii or whatever. You might not get that, but maybe your higher self, that wasn't what you actually wanted anyway.
Exactly. Hawaii may be just a representation of a particular frequency of energy you wish to experience in yourself. So when you think of Hawaii or whatever you desire, what kind of energy does it bring about? When you picture the white sandy beach and like laying in the sun and like not having anything to do unless you want to do it, drinking cocktails every evening. Or not if you don't like cocktails. I would drink them. Living the good life. Yeah. How does that make you feel? What do you feel? What does it trigger within your heart consciousness, within your frequency, within your vibrational field? What does it trigger? That's what it's about. It's about the state. It's about the energy that you embody right here, right now. It's not about the pictures that your mind associates with that energy. We use the pictures, the symbols like Hawaii or a good job or a good life. We use these, or a lot of money in our bank account. We use these images to trigger a feeling, a state, a frequency. Then we can simply dance on that energy without having to worry or be insistent upon the image. And then naturally, the less insistent we are, yet very confident, clear, and have that no-nonsense policy. But the no-nonsense policy is toward our own limiting ideas. It's not an insistence upon a particular image like, this is exactly the way it needs to unfold. Remember, let go of the hows, the whens, the whys. And relax. And be that frequency that the image of a Hawaii may trigger in you. And simply enjoy it, knowing that you already have that energy right now. Clearly. All you have to do is think of Hawaii and you feel as if you're there. What you want is the feeling. You couldn't care less about the sand, the sun, etc. You want the feeling. We just use these symbols to trigger those feelings. To trigger that state of self-awareness. And so to come back to your question, we always get what we want, and it's not always what we think it is. Now, that does not mean that when we're in a situation that we really don't resonate with, that that's secretly what we ultimately desire to be in. It's simply that as a temporary state, that's what we want to challenge ourselves with. That's what we want as a test. Because what does the test give you if you approach it with this heightened creativity and no-nonsense policy and confidence? And clarity, when you approach a challenge, when you approach day 2 with clarity, with knowing who it is you are, vibrationally speaking. What it does, why you want that challenge, why you want that test, is because that test is the manifestation outwardly of the beliefs that you don't really see you're having. The limiting beliefs that shape your life. Beliefs create experiences. Beliefs shape reality. And so what better way to get familiar with those beliefs than to project it outward as a challenge that seems to stand in between you and your absolute desire. It's just a game we play within our own consciousness. But we do that so that we can find greater enrichment, greater self-awareness, greater expansion, greater bliss through approaching that with creativity, with joy, with confidence, with fearlessness.
So would we deal with these obstacles in the same way that we would deal with a thought, apply the no-nonsense policy, and just kind of regard the obstacle of the physical, whatever it is that's in our day, and just simply maybe ignore it's the wrong word, but
not let it mean anything.
Yeah.
Allow that energy to work itself out within your space. Hold the space for that emotional energy, for that sense of failure or hope or success or that game we play with ourselves. Mm-hmm. Allow those energies to be there, but know that it's not you. So it's the inclusiveness of it and at the same time the exclusiveness of it. It's all inclusive. You allow everything to be as it is. And yet you make this clear choice. You're cutting the cake. You're accepting the whole cake, but still you're going to cut the cake. You don't want the whole cake. You just want a slice. What slice of reality do you want to experience? Doesn't mean you don't respect the whole cake of options. Does that make sense?
I think so, yeah. So in essence, it would get no more or less special treatment than a thought would. If I'm understanding you right, is that
ultimately right? Yes.
Okay, it's the same thing?
Yes. But look at the belief. Spot the belief. Don't just ignore it out of a walking away from it, but see it until you can feel its energy. It's cleared out. There's no charge anymore, and you really see no value or truth in that belief for you anymore.